All right, we're going to tackle two quick questions, finding the least common multiple of a pair of polynomials. As you probably know to this point, what you do is you first factor each of these polynomials. So I'll do that here quietly in the first example. Okay, and then the LCM. What the LCM is the least common multiple. We use this when adding and subtracting rational functions. The important thing here is in factored form, we have to see or have both of these polynomials. And so my method is I just start with the first polynomial, x minus 8 times x minus 5. We have to have that show up in its factored form up here. So you might as well just write that in, x minus 8 and x minus 5. Okay, and then we also, so this obviously now exists. We can find those two factors here. Now in the second version, what I'm going to do is see what I already have and what I need to add in. For instance, I already have the x minus 5, so I don't need to add this. But I don't have this x minus 7, so I'm going to add this factor of x minus 7. So now in looking back at this, and this is the final least common multiple, if I individually looked for this first polynomial or this second polynomial, I could find it in its factored form. Again, I have x minus 8 times x minus 5, that's here. And now I want x minus 7 times x minus 5. Well, there's my x minus 7, and there's my x minus 5. Again, they share this x minus 5. I don't need to put it twice, though, because each of them only has 1. Let's look at a very similar example and can kind of answer some more complicated questions when you're dealing with these. So I'm going to factor these two down here real fast. Okay, and now I'm going to build my LCM in exactly the same way. I start with my first polynomial, and I'm going to add what I need to. So I have x minus 3 times x plus 2. Okay, and again, that just guarantees that this in its factored forms appears in my LCM. Now my second polynomial here, x plus 2 times x plus 2. This is where things get a little bit strange, and this is an important difference, important understanding for this. This polynomial is 2 sets of x plus 2. I need to be able to see 2 sets of x plus 2 up here in my LCM. Well, I have one of them, this x plus 2. I need to add another factor of x plus 2. Again, why is that? It's because I need to be able to find the entirety, this entire polynomial in its factored form in my LCM. Now if I look back at this, I can see my x minus 3 times x plus 2, so this is obviously a factor. And this bottom polynomial, x plus 2 times x plus 2, there's x plus 2, and there's the other x plus 2 right there. The fancy way of writing this LCM right here, you could combine the x plus 2's together to write it like this if you want. Not necessary, but it's a little bit cleaner way of writing it.